Hello, my Gumbas! Welcome to Zyderland once again. Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving weekend. It's Sunday night, and just thinking about the week coming up. We have a new single coming out called Drifting Off and Dreaming of You. And I just want to tell you about that. It's Friday, is our release day. And I'm going to be making a video and putting out a couple of short clips of what went into making the video, and I hope you like it. I guess the most significant thing about it is that we use strings for the first time on this song, and I used 16 strings. We had 4 or 8 violins, 4 cellos, 4 violas, and it's got a very lush sound. It's kind of got a movie sound. It's a nostalgic sound. Takes you back to old time movies. That's kind of why I'm dressed like this, to kind of give you that feel. This is what I'm wearing in the video. It was kind of a challenge because we did the recording of the song during COVID, and it was all done virtually, and it was quite a challenge because I had to make a demo and then send it off to the bass player or send it off to the drummer or send it off to whoever, especially the strings. The strings were all done by one person. Jen, our lovely violinist, and she did quite a job on it. Squeezy came to me with this song, and I just loved it. I just thought it was so reminiscent of another time when things were much different, and it just gave me a kind of a great feeling. And I wrote a little bit of an interlude, and there's a key change. That's the funny thing about it. There's a key change which brings the song up, but it's a song about dreaming, and I was thinking, oh man, I feel like I'm floating down. So I kind of wrote this thing for an 8-bar interlude where the trombone plays a descending line, and I think it's odd because it's actually coming down, but it's a key change going up. So it's something different for us. I'm really happy with the way the arrangement came out. We have clarinet on there, baritone sax, trombone, trumpet, acoustic bass, a lot of strings, piano, and you're going to get a chance to hear Steve Rice, aka Squeezy, play some amazing piano on this. He really did a great job on the piano. Shooting the video was quite a challenge. I had to go to Brooklyn, I had to go to Flemington, couple other places. We green screened in this studio, in Zyderland studio, and it was a lot of fun to make, and I got a chance to use some really incredible programs, Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects, and I really didn't have a good grasp on either of those programs before this, and I still have a ton of stuff to learn, but it was a really interesting learning experience. So I just want to say something about our drummer, Dave Anthony, who I also play in another band with. We actually have 2 drummers in our band. We have Dave Anthony, who does all our studio work. He also plays percussion with us. And we have Steve Shupsky, who's an amazing drummer as well. I love him. And it's so cool having 2 guys in the band who are just great drummers. But Dave he always knows what to play, at the right time. I usually give him a demo of the song that we're going to play. I fly it over to his house via the internet, and it's usually quite crude, when I give it to him. But, I know in my head what I want. And he just puts the drums on, sends it back, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. It's perfect. I can't imagine. The first record we did, I don't know how many times I had to do revisions on his work, but it wasn't very often. And by the way, on the new album, Zyderland, there's a song called By the Water, and Dave does this crazy drum solo that's like a drum, it's like a drum, I don't know, a drum choir, what you would call, I don't know, what you would call, it's like a drum corps. I guess it's like a drum corps. It's very marchy. There's actually like 45 tracks on it. He's got like Scottish snares on it and all these wacky drums on it, and rototoms and big giant bass drums and Celtic drums, and it's just nuts. But that's Dave. He's just a very creative guy. I want to say something about Steph. Steph is quite a musician. He has the best sounding horn. He plays beautiful baritone sax, but he also plays really beautiful clarinet. And he's not, he's not a real technical player. Like doesn't play a lot of fast stuff, but his sound is just so gorgeous. And that's what I really respect about him so much, is that he's always very interested in making his instrument sound as great as it can. And I think that's the essence of what it is anyway. When you listen to a singer, you don't care about what they riff like. You care about how they sound, right? So Steph, kudos to Steph. He's awesome. We got Lars Wendt on trombone, and Lars is quite an interesting guy because he does a lot of things. He's a scientist. He used to be a science teacher. Now he works for Princeton University doing experiments. And he also plays with the Princeton Symphony. And he plays with us. And he also subs and, does a lot of freelance work. So Lars is, a great guy. He's really super smart, and he's just very creative, and he's a pleasure to work with. And then on trumpet, we have Mr. Vinny Borselli, who is also a music teacher. And he really has that New Orleans sound going on. He's really got that jazz thing going on. And we love Vinny. He's quite a character. And you never know what he's going to do, because he's actually capable of quite about anything. He's a quiet guy. He doesn't say a lot of stuff. But when he does do something, it's profound. And it always cracks us all up. Who did I leave out? We got Greg Novick on bass. And Greg's another guy who's just very prolific. He plays with a lot of different bands. And he plays great acoustic bass. I mean, there's this new song that we're doing, Drifting Off and Dreaming of You. He plays acoustic bass on, and it's just beautiful. He recorded it at his home and flew it into my house and my studio, and it sounds great. Who didn't we talk about? We talked about Squeezy. He's the piano meister and accordion meister of our band. And he's also the writer, the composer of this song, Drifting Off and Dreaming of You. He wrote the song, the music, and his partner, Ken Morrison. Ken Morrison is the lyricist. And Ken is a very prolific lyric writer, lyricist, and has a lot of his music with Steve in a lot of movies and TV shows. So those guys do a lot of side work aside from being with us. They're always producing music for movies and producing music for television. So I'm really blessed to have those guys on board with this project. I was going for a watercolor effect that I thought would be nice for this video, to do the dream sequences, and I found that the watercolor just wasn't doing it for me. So I decided to go with a more of a colored pencil kind of effect, because the watercolor had the stop motion kind of stuff going on. It just kind of drove me crazy. The colored pencil had stop motion in it as well, but it wasn't so frantic. So I think that's why I mostly went with that. So there's like a kind of an interesting play between reality and dream sequence, and using the program, using Adobe After Effects and using Premiere, we were able to come up with a video that's pretty nice. It's very romantic, it's very fun, and I hope you like it. I just hope you like it. So please give it a listen, give it a view, give us a thumbs up if you like it, and we hope to see you out on a gig sometime. We're going to be off for a while. We won't be playing until the new year, but we'll be releasing new music through this time, and maybe another release in January. And then obviously we're going to do the album release in February. So that's about it for now. Take care, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. See you on the trail.